Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran. A Chickasaw teenager finds a way to make a difference.
Luke Byrd started a service learning project that's raising awareness and dollars to preserve national parks.
The Chickasaw teenager connected with us from Washington State to talk about the impact of his project.
So ever since I've been really young, I've always been an avid hiker, and I've loved hiking all the area around me, especially the national parks here. And I also have the cultural tie to the land about being caretakers, making sure people have the etiquette to respect the land. I was in Mount Rainier hiking, and I saw a group of people walking off the trail with their dog, stepping on branches and plants and not following the park etiquette rules. So I was talking with them and they didn't know the rules. So I saw a need for this project to be able to go to different people talking about park etiquette and the needs of the national parks.
You mentioned the respect for the land. Does that come from your Chickasaw heritage?
Yes, it does. Having that cultural tie for respecting the land and having it there to be enjoyed for future generations is definitely part of that. I contacted some groups in my area, community groups, about giving a presentation about the national parks. After I contacted them, they were all great. They were amazing to me. So I went all over Washington State giving different presentations that I designed, talking about the park etiquette, the history of the parks, the purpose of the parks, and some of their needs that they have now. In the past 10 years, park visitors have skyrocketed. There have been an increase of visitors every year, the same level of funding. So they don't have the funding necessary to be able to support the visitor population, making sure they follow the rules and respect the land. Also, with the rising visitor increase, there's also been a decrease in park rangers. There's no one monitoring or educating the visitors. So I gave over 25 community presentations to different groups. Sometimes it was a school, sometimes it was a women's group or men's group. And the project actually had over 1,000 participants. I designed a point system that you could earn a wooden ornament by visiting the national parks, listening to a park ranger, getting an annual park pass, as well as other things. Even to this day, I still hear people come up to me and say, I stopped people walking off the trail today or the other day. So it's definitely it's nice to hear those things.
Share with us some of the things that we need to know in terms of etiquette, how to visit these beautiful places and show respect to these places.
Since the national parks have a sole purpose of conservation first, it's important to stay on the trails, because if you go off the trails, there are plant lives and it causes erosion to all the land, which can harm the ecosystem. A big thing is don't feed any of the animals, birds, deer, anything, because it causes the animals to be dependent on humans and aggressiveness. Another big one is don't bring your dogs off the main paved roads. If you do that, the urine they leave can affect migration patterns, make animals think there's a predator in the area. One more is don't take any of the natural resources from the park. It may seem like there's an endless supply of woods, rocks, sand, but actually everything in the park is how it was naturally, or most of it. So when you take that, it can actually harm an ecosystem, because every tree branch has its own life cycle.
Your message is spreading. You received a State Good Citizenship in the Community Award. Congratulations, Luke. How meaningful is that to you?
It's definitely meaningful to me, not the award, but what led up to the award, what I was able to do. I definitely did not do this project by myself. I had help from all the community groups who donated, as well as my parents who drove me around. to all the different places. But it was nice to be able to see how much the project affected all the people in Washington State. We were able to raise over $15,000 for the national parks, and it was an outstanding number. Actually, my goal for the project was to raise $5,000, and after we hit that, I had to raise it again, raise it again. It was amazing to see how much people cared about the national parks. So a lot of people think that they can't make a difference. And let me just say that you can. One person can make a tremendous difference in their community, their state, even sometimes across many states. Just have that mindset of that you can make a good change. And an advice I would give is just start doing it. Don't worry about starting or different problems that might come up. Just start doing it. Take the first jump, and then it definitely helps to be able to do that.
Congratulations to Luke. His efforts are resonating with others in his home state and with us here in Chickasaw country.
This is also an exciting time for Luke. He's making decisions now on where to go to college to pursue a major in international relations. Now to Tishomingo, Oklahoma. The grounds of the Chickasaw National Capital host a new event this month, the Kochcha Market. Kochcha means outdoor in Chickasaw. The market allows a place for people to sell their handmade crafts, items, or goods. The market is set for this month, April 15th, and again on August 19th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call the Chickasaw Council House Museum for more information on the market or to participate as a vendor. We're looking forward to the 10th Annual Artesian Arts Festival in Sulphur, Oklahoma. It's set for Saturday, April 22nd at the Artesian Plaza. The Chickasaw Nation hosts the festival to celebrate and showcase First American fine art and artists.
At the Chickasaw Visitors Center in Sulphur, people will often see the work of different artists and authors on display. Recently, the Visitor Center featured Chickasaw artist Madelyn Goodnight. She illustrates children's books with themes that include First American heritage. Powwow Day is one of her latest book projects. Through her beautiful, colorful art, Madelyn Goodnight conveys her love for childhood, culture, and connection.
We're so glad to have this time together here on CNTV.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.